All right, hey guys, this is Miss Reese. I told you I would not be here Monday, so here is my Google Slide lesson plan for you guys. So, what do we have in store? First, I want to talk about what a reading goal actually is. I kind of handed you that paper, said, hey, do it for homework, and when I reflected on it, I made a goal myself to go back and review what exactly a reading goal is. And I want you to be working on your reading goal, okay? Then, when we're done with that, we're going to switch gears. And we're going to do a little more extra practice on inferencing, characterization, and context clues, because those are the three things that, believe it or not, that's what you've been working on in class with Percy and the Lightning Thief. All right. So let's get started. Miss Tester had you, when you came in the room, write on a piece of paper 2 questions. What is a goal? And I'm paraphrasing here, but what kind of goals do I have for you in class? Or what goals do I have for myself, for you guys? A goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort. It is an aim or desired result. So an object, what does that really mean? Well, if a goal was something, say, like the pencil in front of you where you could hold it, all right, that pencil would be like your ambition, the reason why you're doing something, the reason why you're putting effort. An aim, why are you doing it? What do you want to come from it? What is your desired result? Okay, so your goal is the object. Okay, it's in your mind. Okay, you can't actually touch it like your pencil, but it's in your mind and it is what you want to do and how you want to get there. Now, for my class, all right, what are some goals I have for you guys? Well, I want you by the end of the year to discover at least 3 books you enjoyed reading. All right, that is the purpose of a reading goal. It is the purpose of showing you these book trailers and giving you extra time in class to read. And I want you to practice until nearly perfect, because you've got 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade in college if you choose to master these skills. But for now, I want you to get it as nearly as perfect as you can for a 6th grader, that you need, the skills you need to be an awesome reader and an awesome writer. Because if you can read really well, you can write really well. And if you can write really well, you can read really well. And it takes practice. So, the process, okay? The process of making this goal happen. This question, how do I make those goals happen? Well, I'm going to talk about my goals for you. This is how I do it. I first start to think of the ideas. How do I want to go about making this goal happen? And I start brainstorming. Sometimes I write them down, sometimes I don't. If I write them down, it's easier for me to narrow down the ideas I know that will work best. I have to think about each of you guys. I have to think about what works best for each of you guys in a group setting, in an individual setting.
You still here?
You guys heard Miss Chapman. She says hello. So I narrow down my ideas for what will work best based on each of you guys and what you like to do. Remember, I took that survey. I am choosing to let you work in groups or by yourselves. Okay? But I have to know what will work best for you. I can't just throw out ideas and pick ones that will not work in class. Then I make a plan. Well, then the next step is, what goes into my plan? You may have heard our janitor as well. He says hello. So what goes into my plan? I start with what I want to achieve. right? What do I want you guys to learn? What do I want you to take away from class today? Then I keep in mind why it's important. Well, today's lesson is important to make sure you guys really understand the goal, really understand why I want you to have a reading goal, and also to get you extra practice for the skills we've been working on so that when you have your test, you will have all the tools you need, all the practice you need to do really well. So then I think of obstacles. What could go wrong? Well, for example, I have to think about me not being here today. So instead, here I am on a Friday evening at 6:30, having to plan around that obstacle so that you guys can still be successful today. And then I think about and I list out anyone or anything I could use to help my plan work. So for example, I'm using this program called Screencast-O-Matic. And I'm having the help of Miss Tester to make sure that everything goes well today. So I'm using all my sources that I may need, and I'm using it ahead of time so that I can be successful, and that is the idea I want for you guys. Oh, and I write it down. Writing it down is the most important part. That's why you've been writing down your reading goal for this month. So let's talk about your reading goal. Step 1. In this step, it's mostly brainstorming an idea. This idea needs to be 2 things. A challenge. But it also needs to be something that you can achieve. I don't want you to write down, I will finish the entire Harry Potter series by the end of September. If you are not known to be that quick of a reader. And it's okay if you're not. The point of your reading goal is to use this time to reflect, make a plan to make it happen, to make yourself a better reader so that you can enjoy your books more. The better a reader you are, the more you're going to enjoy your books. Now, I'm going to take a minute to let you get out your reading goal paper, and I want you to look at it. I want you to think to yourself, is it challenging me? Is it something I can make happen by the end of the month? Miss Tester's going to pause the video here. She is going to give you about 5 minutes to get it out and look at it. All right, now we've returned. Now, if it is not those 2 things, you've looked at it and you're like, well, I didn't really write this goal to help myself. I wrote this goal so that Miss Reese would be happy or content when she saw it, that she would see it and say, oh, okay, I did my assignment. This person did their assignment. And if that's the case, I'm not going to be happy with it, believe it or not. I'm going to expect you to rewrite that goal because I want it to be one that is authentic, genuine, something that you will actually get something out of. I want it to be a goal that you can take away a life lesson from, you can be proud of. All right? And it's going to be one that will make for an awesome conversation when we get together and talk about it. You're making a goal, then you and me are going to get together, just you and me, and we're going to talk about that book. Did you abandon that book? Why did you abandon that book? What was different about the next book you chose? Did you finish that book? Did you abandon the second book? If you have abandoned at least 3 books this month, what can we do to make sure you and I together get a book that is challenging, but is also enjoyable. That is also something that you're going to love to read. Now, I need you to go back to your plan. Is it only in one sentence? 2 sentences? If so, I'm telling you right now it is too short and you need to take the time to erase it. If you've got it longer, then we'll go over to make sure that what you wrote is specific enough for a goal plan. So, Ms. Tester is going to pause the video and give you about 1 minute to erase your plan if it is less than 3 sentences. If it's 1 sentence, if it is 2 sentences, erase it. It is not long enough. All right, so now let's write a good plan. We're going to make that goal happen, all right, guys? So here's what you need to do. You have a goal, you need a plan. So now you need to start telling yourself, think inside your head, and so when I read it, it's going to be me as well, why this goal is important to you. All right, so in order to answer that, in order to answer yourself that question, I want you to think of one of 2 things. Why? Why did I pick this goal? Or, how will this improve my joy of reading? How is what I'm going to do for this month helping me? Ms. Tester is going to pause this video, and this is going to be the first sentence you write. Onward, children. The next thing you need to do is tell yourself, write it down, the struggles that may stop you from reaching this goal. Write it out. I'm going to struggle with finding time, and how are you going to deal with it? Because I'm going to be asking those tough questions, okay? It's these responsible questions, these responsibility questions that you're going to have to talk to me about. And then, who could help you? What could be helping you? All right? Write that down. Take advantage. Reach out. Pause this video right here and write those things down. So from now on, when you read your book of choice, the book that you have picked to enjoy during the class time, the library time, the at-home time, have your goal out. Have your goal out in class, in the library, at home. Yes, you're going to have to take your book home. Yes, you're going to have to take your goal paper home in order to reach your goal by the end of the month. The reading time I give you in class will not be enough, okay? So, when you go home and you think, I don't have any homework in English, even though I do not say it is homework, because I want it to be enjoyable, I want you to be doing this. I want you to have the initiative, the drive, the inner, what is the word I'm looking for, people? The inner strength, I guess, to take that book home, take that goal home, crack that book open, and enjoy it, okay? Now we're going to switch topics, and it will be a new video.